Oh, okay. Hold on. I have to actually set myself in the right spot on my camera. Hi, everybody.
Where'd you go?
What do you mean, where did I go?
Jonathan, my dude. Hello, zombie. Get in frame, my dude.
I am in frame.
And you made me red?
What? I made you red? Hey, listen. The border?
How dare!
This is how the borders work, okay?
These are my overlays. Hermit, you're not special. It's red and blue. Like Pokemon, you dingus. Like the OG.
The OG.
This is not
my color.
Green. No, we're fine.
We're fine. These aren't my colors. How very dare.
Well, I'm not wearing green either. I'm wearing a black V-neck and jeans, which most people are like. This isn't not the hermit that we're used to seeing.
This isn't the hermit we're looking for.
The background. Where is the coziness? This is my studio behind me. This is what you don't see.
Where's the coziness? Where's the campfire? Where's the dingus with the sword?
I have sword. Sword is always here.
Sword is always.
Sword is always here. Creature Collector, it's good to see you. Lovely Bean and Jonathan, it's good to see you. And Clovercap, nice to see you.
Oh my goodness. Well,
I'm interrupting you. This is your show.
No, you're fine. you do you. Of course it's. See, this is the kind of environment. This is what we need here.
I chose chaos
today. So why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself? You may as well, because I mean everybody here knows, but there might not be people who know your lovely face.
I am the Reluctant Hermit. I'm a streamer. A walking meme, apparently. I stream Sunday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 6 p.m. Pacific, 7 Mountain Standard, 8 Central, 9 Eastern. And I stream mostly fantasy RPGs, but I'm very, very buried in Breath of the Wild and burps, apparently, at the moment. And I play a lot of music on stream. I sing to people. It's also why sometimes you can hear that my voice is a little bit, tired this morning. And I just try and create a place where people feel really, really accepted for who they are, how they are, when they are, because we need more places like that. And if I can inspire you to also follow your dreams and to work on the things that you're afraid to, then I can go to bed not feeling like a pile of sticks and mud. This metaphor got away from me. Yeah.
This metaphor got away from you, huh?
It got away from me really fast, man.
It's all good.
But yeah, no. So that's what I do. I'm a professional streamer. It's what I do for a living. It's what I do to help people. It's been kind of my calling ever since our friend Starlight Ember is actually sent me a message saying they're like, I think this is what you're meant to do. This is what I do, and I do it 3 days a week because the other 4 days a week, I'm working on all of the things that I make for all of you and try to improve the things. I traded 4 days a week at a spa working as a massage therapist to not working to working 7 days, and I love it.
Hey, I mean, we all love working 7 days a week. I mean, that's what I do too. I work 7 days a week. I work in a warehouse 4 days and stream 5.
Exactly.
So we're going to talk. Okay, so first topic, honestly, we're going to talk about what games made us gamers. I want to start with you, and chat can definitely answer this question themselves if they do so choose. I know the game that started me as a gamer is Pong. Pong. Boop.
Wow.
Boop. Boop. That's what got me started. And then I went from there.
So Pong, you actually started with an earlier game than I did. I wasn't really really around in video games until I was I mean, I think that the first memory that I had of video games was playing Tetris on the first like gray brick Game Boy, and I liked video games. But the game that really got me into gaming was Golden Sun for the Game Boy Advance. I used to have the original Game Boy Advance, which actually, by the way, Nintendo, bring that back with just a backlight, and I would buy it like that.
I remember that.
I don't like the DS. I want my old Game Boy back, okay? Just give me a backlight. That's it.
That's it?
More colors. That's it.
Okay,
so we have the Switch now, though.
Yeah, I mean, we have the Switch now, and you've got Breath of the Wild, Breath of the Dingus.
Breath of the Dingus.
Breath of the Dingus.
We need a meme shirt of that. That's like just like Link, but with like this dumb face looking over, going like, you know.
Oh yeah, we need that face, more like Death of the Dingus.
Yeah, Death of the Dingus, indeed.
That's great. So how many times do you die a stream?
You know that cold, dead meme stare that you see in memes?
Yeah, that's the stare you're giving me right now.
Yeah, like that. I mean, like, you know when they ask if you're fine and you're not fine?
And you're just like, everything's not fine. It's not fine, okay? But no, like the first game that got me started was definitely Pong, because Pong is one of those games where it was like, it was really easy to get into, really easy to play, and it was just like, you could play this by yourself. You just bop, bop, bop. And then I got into RTS games.
Blessed be RTS games.
Blessed be the RTS.
And bless you.
Thank you, I sneezed.
Yes.
It's one of those days. It's like, what RTS game did I start playing? Command and Conquer.
I never played those. So I had friends that played those, but it was Age of Empires 2. That was like my main RTS game that I played. Excuse me, why do I get carbonated drinks to have a podcast? Welcome to the podcast, my dudes. It's just a series of burps with some talking in between. Yeah, no, so but like Age of Empires 2, which I know that you enjoy as well.
Oh yes.
Was like the RTS that I started with, and then EA, please release the rights to Battle for Middle-earth 2.
Please.
Steam.
Please.
That's all I want. Like, you can, there's a way to play it still, but every time I've tried to install it on my computer, it's just been like, no.
No, we can't do this.
No. We cannot do this. And it might be because I'm being a dum-dum, but also it's just like, I'm always sketched out about like any website that doesn't look like it's designed well. It's like, am I just putting malware on my computer now? You know?
I don't know, I feel that. I played Battle for Middle-earth 2. I play Star Wars Empire at War, and it's an RTS game. Legit. A Star Wars RTS game.
No way.
Worth it. I don't like the land battles. The space battles are what get me every time.
There are space battles?
Yes, space battles.
Well, now I gotta go check. Is it on Steam?
Yes. It is on Steam, and it is a fantastic game.
I have to wait. I have to wait.
Yes,
no more
wait.
games, Hermit. No more games. To beat all the ones I have.
Yes, beat all of the ones you have first.
Oh.
So, Miss Seraphim, thank you for contributing to Bidoof, our Lord and Savior.
What?
What do you mean, what? Bidoof, our Lord and Savior.
Who is Bidoof, our Lord and Savior, my dude?
Bidoof is a Pokemon that a lot of people on the internet just like to meme a lot.
I have to see this now. What is this?
Bidoof? The Bidoof memes? It's spelled B.
Oh, God.
Yes. Oh, God.
Touch the Bidoof.
Touch the Bidoof.
Bidoofus, the god of all Bidoof. You done Bidoofed.
You done Bidoof.
What? Me taking my girlfriend, touch the Bidoof. Oh, never mind. You know when you read things too fast and you're like, oh, dear. That was like the other night where, like, you know, I was like, I need to put my brain in my balls. But I was trying to say brain in my basket, and like I just like, looked up and I was like, did I actually say that out loud?
Yes, you did say
Like,
that out loud.
I know that's a sac area, but that's not where my cerebellum belongs.
Are you sure?
Pretty sure.
You know, it's days like today, and you know, every time I hang out with you in your stream, it's like I forget about things. I forget about the world for like a couple hours or 6. Or however many hours you stream, because I forget.
It varies on the amount of gas that I have, which varies.
Yeah. I mean, there's Hermit is not sus. Hermit's a good bean. Hermit's a good bean. Hermit is a good bean.
Hi, Ty.
What do you mean?
Wait, seriously, fighters?
Listen, shh, hush. I'm sorry, you're my friend.
That's a spicy meatball. What can I do?
Oh my goodness gracious. So again, it's like what other games did you play any games when you were a kid?
I mean, so we had some neighbors. Like everyone else had the console. No, we had one house that had the console, right? Which was, I think, Super Nintendo. So I grew up playing a lot of Mario, and then I also started playing a lot of Star Wars. But it wasn't until I got my own first PlayStation 1, like the mini PlayStation 1, that I really started getting into video games. And the game that like I played, I would say there were 2 games that I played the most. I played Tekken 3 nonstop. Like that was like the thing that I was obsessed with for forever. So I really like fighting games. I don't like being competitive in them because I didn't like trying to get into that sort of space of learning those things. But the other game that I really loved playing was Legend of Dragoon, which got buried under Final Fantasy VII. So when Final Fantasy VII came out, so did Legend of Dragoon, and Legend of Dragoon basically got pushed to the side. And it's an incredible
I love
game.
Legend of Dragoon. Excuse me, phone just went off.
It's all good, my dude.
I love Legend of Dragoon. Loved that game. I liked Final Fantasy VII, but I loved Legend of Dragoon. I mean,
the funny thing was that Legend of Dragoon had better graphics, which kind of blew my mind. You know, same year, right? I won't argue. Like I can't speak to Final Fantasy VII. I'm sorry, my friends. As someone that plays RPGs, I love RPGs. Not played the original Final Fantasy VII. It's kind of a travesty that I've been trying to deal with for a long time. I got the remake on PS4, but like this part of me that's just like, I should probably play the first one first, you know. But Legend of Dragoon for me was the addition system where you were doing timing, where you were attacking with timing, you know. And that was really, really interesting to me. But I also really loved the story and the art style and some of the music. That really pulled me more into RPGs in general.
Yeah. What pulled me into RPGs? God, what was it called? I played Golden Sun. Chrono Trigger actually pulled me into RPGs.
That's one of my friend's favorite games too, and I've heard great things about it. But again, like there are certain things that just kind of passed me by. Can you tell me more about Chrono Trigger, like the premise?
Chrono Trigger, God, it was a really, really, it was a short game, but a good game. They created a time machine, or like a portal. Oh my God, it's a great game. Essentially, one of your friends gets kidnapped through a time portal. You're basically bouncing to different eras of time, trying to save your friend. I played the first like hour of it on the 36-hour stream that I did, and it ended up being 32. But I love Chrono Trigger. It's such a good game. It's definitely worth playing.
You did how long of it? Did you beat it?
I didn't beat Chrono Trigger, no.
That's gnarly.
I beat 5 games that stream.
Mm-hmm.
But that was about it. That's all my body could muster. I was like Donkey Kong, Mario, and then all this other stuff.
32 hours of being awake, dude. I think like after 25, your body's just like, what are you doing to me?
What are you doing?
Stop it.
Yeah, that's pretty much that's what happened. After 25, I was like, I hate this. My body's like, I hate you.
I hate it here.
I hate it here. My friend Bargain Bin Gaming, has a command. If you type an ! sniper, it pulls up a Stewie clip that goes, I hate it here. I love it. I just use it just to use it. I hate it here.
I hate it here. It's like, why you do this?
Why you do this? But it was one of those things, like RPGs were always the thing that sucked me in. Like stories, like the story, an RPG that I fondly remember, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic.
That was a game that a lot of my friends had that when I didn't have a computer, and so all of them would talk about it, and I always felt so left out. And I think I actually got, because they remade it, right?
They have not.
No,
they haven't remade it yet.
One. I'm thinking that because there's an MMO that's
Star Wars The Old Republic. Yeah, the MMO is great too.
I need to go back and check it out because I didn't give it enough of a chance. Honestly,
see what got me with Knights of the Old Republic. It was an RPG, but it wasn't like your normal turn-based RPG. You would attack, it would do the attack, and then your opponent would. It was a back and forth like battle. You had to hope you had enough hit points to win. At least in the first like hour. And then once you started getting force powers like heal and shields and stuff like that, you could easily win a fight. Like the lightsabers in that game are really broken. Not broken as in like it's like a one-hit kill, but they do a lot of damage.
Well, it is like this is the funny thing about lightsabers to me, right? Like so whenever I see like that's the kind of the issue that I took with some of the stuff that I saw in the MMOs. It's like if you have a lightsaber, right? If you have a lightsaber, and you hit someone with it, it just wrecks their beams. Thailand, like you're gonna cut straight through them unless they're wearing Beskar armor, right? So like there was part of me when I like I'm not trying to like talk down on the game, but like very really the Star Wars universe, right, with like space magic and everything. It's like every time you see someone get smacked with a lightsaber, they're cut in half.
Yes.
It's so it's just like, what is it like a weaker lightsaber? It's like a wiffle ball bat lightsaber. What's going on?
The wiffle ball bat lightsaber.
It's like you bop someone in the head. It's like that burnt a little bit. My toast is hurt. Ouch! You burnt my toast.
See that's the thing in Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. The lightsabers do damage, but they don't do that kind of damage.
Yeah. Which
is why I like Star Wars Jedi Academy. If you've ever played Jedi Academy, oh man, the lightsabers in that game are great. Jedi Academy. Oh god, what's the other game called? I can't remember. It had Kyle Katarn in it. Can't remember what it was called.
How did I not play this game? What was it for? Did they have it on Switch?
They have it
No,
on
that's Jedi Knights 2.
That's Jedi Knights. Still
Wait,
still play it. Jedi Knights 2 is there.
On Switch?
Yes. Still play it. It's a good game.
I don't have $80.
Hey, it happens.
Not the Jim Jam.
I mean, it's not the Jim Jam for me, but like, you can get, it's Jedi Academy, Jedi Outcast. These were games on the, I think like the Xbox or PlayStation, but like
they were on the Xbox and PlayStation, and I think that they came out after Jedi, Star Wars, Power Battles.
Oh, Power Battles is a good one. I love Power Battles.
I got to test that. So when I was younger, my dad would go to my family would teach classes on massage therapy in different countries, and I was in England. We went to London, and they did this because it's when Phantom Menace came out, and they had this huge like convention where it was just all Star Wars stuff, right? So I got to go to this convention, and I got to test out Star Wars Power Battles before it came out.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I was obsessed. I'm like, can I just rip the PlayStation out of the case and walk out with like, up, Dad, buy me the thing. And he's like, you can't buy that. It's literally in a metal box behind a lock, and it says test on it.
That's test. Don't touch.
It says, do not touch, do not take, my dude. Yeah, I like it's a funny thing where I wish I'd played most of the Star Wars games. Like, the games that kind of consumed me though over time, I'm trying to think about. I mean, it was Battle for Middle Earth 2 for the longest time, and then I'm trying to think of what else. What else was it afterwards? Halo.
Have you ever played the original Battle for Middle Earth?
A little bit. Wait, so I have a foggy memory of having it, but I played the second one way more than anything.
That's fair.
Because, like the first one, I think at that point I still had like a 1998 like gray brick computer.
I think
pretty much. I think we all remember those computers.
Those computers with like the like the whole back end, like
the
out
giant
there.
Monitor.
Yeah.
Yep.
those were the days, man.
The game that I actually So actually, there's one more game that like most people don't know, but the series is relatively well known. The Kingdom Under Fire series, right? Which I think people know. That's
a mood. That is a mood.
Right?
That game is such
Kingdom
a mood.
Under Fire came out on Xbox, and probably some other things. But before that, there was a PC game called Kingdom Under Fire. I think something of not Clash of Heroes, but War of Heroes was what it was called, and it was an RPG and RTS combined. It had Diablo 2 style.
I'm already liking this.
Yeah, but you can't get it anymore, and it only plays the disc. I tried finding it and trying to like install it on my computer, and it was just wouldn't work.
Nah, I don't like it. I don't like this.
you need a CD drive to play it.
Oh, okay.
Pretty much, period. Unless you find the right program to like rip the CD and have it as a ROM or something. But like I can't find it. And the thing is that if you go and look it up, is that the main complaint is that they were saying like, oh well, the AI mechanics in it were garbage. And I just remember it fondly.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little bit worried that if someone gave me the opportunity to go back and play it now, I might just like flip the table.
Flip a table in a good way or a bad way?
Well, I mean, like, so we're a little bit spoiled now, right? With our RTS stuff, right? Like, I mean, StarCraft 2 has been well improved for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
When they re-released Age of Empires 2, the AI got smarter, the pathing got better, and that's a big thing in RTS. If your pathing isn't good, then tactics and strategy kind of go out the window a little bit.
Oh yeah. That's something that I wish that they improved with Command and Conquer. Every release of a game that they did, the story got better, the AI didn't, because what you could do is essentially tank rush an AI. You could tank rush an AI and win.
Well, see, I mean, and that's why in game development, right? We talk about how it's important to develop your engine and your AI better, so that it's a bit more. I mean, we don't want it to be impossibly challenging. Like I think some of us who've played Age of Empires 2 have fought like the hard computer.
Yeah.
It's not fun.
No, it's not fun.
I mean, it is, but it's not, because like it just. You built like your 5th house and it's already sent in militia to mess you up, and you're like,
hello? How did you do this?
Hello? Like, why are you in my village? Get out of here, man with club. Like, go away. But it is an important aspect of RTS games, you know, in general, is that if the AI is if it's too challenging, it's too hard. If it's not challenging enough, then it's just kind of like you cheese everything.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. That's the one thing that I like about certain RTS games. Star Wars Empire at War. The AI, brilliant. Their tactics and stuff are brilliant. But when you get the Rebellion when you're going up against the Rebellion as an AI, the Rebellion is really good at hit and run tactics. So they'll hit you, like cripple your capital ship so you can't keep it, and then run.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's what the Rebellion did. Cripple the capital ship, run.
I mean, that's all the films do. I'm looking at some of these screenshots from this, and now I want to open up Steam and see how much it costs.
I mean, some of the, like, if you upgrade the graphics in Empire at War to its highest difficulty, or the max, you can see all the lights. Yeah. You can see all the lights in the windows on the ships and stuff. And the graphics get beautiful. Man. They get beautiful. The one thing that I wish that they did for that game, and that game was, I think it was great. There are some people who critique it and still, make fun of it. But the Death Star. Once you build the Death Star, the game's over. It's over.
Oh, yeah.
It's over, essentially. Because the Rebellion would have to figure out how to destroy the Death Star. Because in like if you just do a campaign, right?
Yeah.
The Rebellion has the task of destroying the Death Star or killing the Emperor to win. Or they wipe out the Empire from the galaxy.
Dang.
So, and then the Empire, the way they win is just bum rush and take over the galaxy. That's it. So, literally, if they kill the Emperor, they win. The rebels, if they kill the Emperor, they win. If they destroy the Death Star, they win. If they push the Empire to basically nothing, they win. And the hit and run tactics are fantastic. I love doing hit and runs. Like, if you hit
some of these, like, space battles that you can look at, man, look really hectic.
They are hectic. They are hectic.
Actually hectic.
If you don't position your ships in the right spots, it could spell like literal defeat for your entire fleet. Like, that's why like when I play that game on its hardest difficulty, I'm always looking at fleet composition. Like, if I'm playing the Empire, I want to know, because the Rebellion usually mains fighters, because they'll send you A-wings, X-wings, Y-wings. They'll send fighters first before the main hefty ships come in.
Hello, Miss Seraphim.
Hi, Miss Seraphim. Hold on. That is not the right alert. We're gonna silence that. Miss Seraphim, are you good? Do you need a hug or an adult or something?
No, she's just being a sweet bean.
She is being a sweet bean. Miss
Seraphim is the best.
She is a sweet bean. Since Age of Empires 4 just came out.
I know I don't have it yet. I have a friend
It's
that said he'd be getting it for me.
do you have Xbox Game Pass?
It's complicated.
It's free on Xbox Game Pass. I know it's complicated.
Xbox Game Pass came with my computer, right?
Oh.
I didn't register it under that thing, and so I made a new account, and so now I have like this weird thing where I log in, but I don't have Game Pass, but I do. It's stupid, and I don't know. It's probably just me being lazy and not figuring it out. Creature Collector. Now I want red bean paste dumplings.
Red bean
and
paste.
Also, Romalio Warcraft 3 with cheats is just, it's a mess.
The AI cheats in Warcraft. I don't know what it is, but they cheat. They cheat every time. And it makes me upsetty spaghetti.
That's something that like my buddies and I would play together late at night. I mean, actually, like trying to think, the main games that we started doing for LAN parties, we started with Guild Wars. Actually.
Ooh, okay, Guild Wars. Guild Wars is a good one.
We have a specific fond memory. I don't know if you guys, if you've ever had this, but like you have an inside joke that like came out of like a weird conversation at 3 a.m. You know, so you know how you can like have pets in Guild Wars, right? So all I remember is my buddy, and he's like the one that has like he's the highest level because he just plays it all the time. And then there's his little brother that's like a few years younger than him. You know, sitting next to him on one of those like pop-up tables so that he can have a space, and then I'm sitting on like on my buddy's bed because I'm burnt out. And like my buddy has just gotten a pet, and then I asked his little brother, I'm like, "What are you gonna name your pet?" He's like, "Oh, I don't know." And I just said, "You should name it Rang Rang." And he just like he died laughing for some reason. It's like one of those like 2:33 in the morning things where it's just like it makes zero sense at all, but it becomes the funniest thing on the planet for some reason. And so it turned into like that it was like no it's so it became Rang Rang and Nar Nar.
Rang and Nar Nar.
And so whenever like we're just sitting there, like now that like I'm 30 now, we're like I was 18 and he was 14, so sometimes like we're just sitting down, you know, having lunch or having a beer, and one of us will just go Nar Nar, like when it's quiet. Just go Nar Nar, and you'll just see all of us just go.
You gotta love like those fond like memories of having like a game you played as a kid or a game that you like thoroughly enjoy. When I play Breath of the Wild actually gives me the fond memories of playing Ocarina of Time.
Which you never beat. Stupid water temple.
What do you mean? Okay, hold on. Did I just hear you have not beaten the water temple?
Well, first of all, I never had a Nintendo 64. My buddy did, and then he moved away. So I only ever get to play Legend of Zelda when I was over at Ocarina of Time at their house.
Right.
And by the time I got old enough to get my own console, I was pretty much kind of locked into PlayStation with everybody else. That was my friend, and then I had an original Xbox for a bit. I also had a weird side tangent. Sorry for the segue.
No worries.
There was a handheld system that came out in the early 90s that no one talks about. And it's called the Atari Lynx.
Oh my god, my dad still has that.
The Atari Lynx, right, was this brilliant handheld system. It didn't have much of a battery life. That was the issue.
Yeah.
Is it had maybe like a couple hours at most, maybe, because it ran on AA batteries.
Right.
You know.
And you didn't.
But like they had Ninja Gaiden on it, Ninja Gaiden on it. And then there was a couple other games that were on it that I'm trying to remember what they were called. But there was like a space one that was like a ship. It was a side-scroller space game. And it was my sister's ex-boyfriend that let me borrow that, and they took it back, and I was devastated because it was awesome.
Oh.
And I wanted to keep it.
I would have kept it.
I wanted to hide.
I would have hit it. I'd have been like, no, this is mine.
I lost it. That'll be $400. Well, it's a collector's item too. Like,
ooh, the fact that it's a collector.
Actually, I am kind of curious. Are there Atari Lynxes?
I mean, they're out there, but they're really expensive.
That's not what I remember it looking like. That is not what I remember it looking like. Was that what they looked like?
Yes. I can't see what you're looking at, but I know I'm just gonna say yes.
Sorry, yeah, like doesn't share screen.
Doesn't share screen. Dingus.
You know. Okay, maybe it did look like that, and I'm crazy. But you know, like the Atari Lynx to me was probably, it was ahead of its time.
Mm-hmm.
It was sort of the answer to the Game Boy, but the Game Boy just had better lifespan, and it wasn't at. The other thing that the Atari Lynx had that the Game Boy didn't have for a long time was color.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Right?
I remember. Okay, you remember those days of like having a Game Boy, right? Where you had to either have that little backlight, or you were sitting in your parents' car driving down the road looking for the street lights,
waiting for lights.
Yeah.
Yes, I think that needs to be turned into a meme that will affect only certain people, and it will cripple anyone that's under the age of 25. They'll be like, "What?
What is this?
What do you mean? What's this?" Right? No, I remember that because, like, I had the gray Game Boys, and I had a Game Boy Color briefly, I think, and then I got a Game Boy Advance, and I got Golden Sun was the game that I but that, right. And what's the other game that I was playing? Advanced Wars, consistently, and Fire Emblem.
Oh, Advanced Wars. Oh,
no
dude,
one talks about Advanced Wars anymore. You're
triggering my memories right now. You're triggering
right, dude?
me.
Like the Black Army that comes in and just wrecks you, and you're like, how do they keep getting that many units out?
How? It's not fair.
It's not fair.
This game is rigged. I hate it.
It's rigged, man.
I hate it.
You got to get really smart with your deployments, and it was just like,
yeah, you had to be really smart with your deployments. You had to be really smart with where you placed your units. Otherwise, you just got completely stepped on. Just completely stepped on.
Advanced Wars essentially was just a more complicated form of chess, right?
Yes.
You know, like kind of like Fire Emblem.
Mm-hmm.
And I really miss those kind of games. Actually, that's something that, like, if I kind of hope that at some point the Switch actually does create an opportunity for you to have like the old school like Fire Emblem games that you can play like as a thing.
Yeah,
I know they're doing that with the Nintendo 64, but I'm like, can you just bring back your entire arsenal of Game Boy games?
They would have to, if they brought back their entire arsenal of like Game Boy games and Game Boy Advanced games, that would take
ages.
Yeah,
we would get Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring, one of the most cursed Game Boy games ever.
But that was a good game to play.
No, it wasn't. I will fight you on this. I hated that game.
Really? Why? Why did you hate that game? Tell me.
I hated that game. So I think it was the Game Boy Advance one, right? So let me just make sure that I'm not goofing this up. I don't have very strong opinions, my dude, but for some reason I just loathe this game.
Mm-hmm.
It was, and what it was. No, not Lord of the Rings Third Age.
The Third Age. God, I hated that game so much. Oh, the Third Age.
Yeah, no, it's the Fellowship of the Ring. So I didn't understand the combat in Fellowship of the Ring for a bit, and also I kept missing things.
Yeah.
Right? So like that was the main issue, was that like I would try and like, it was the Barrow Wights. I think I got to the Barrow Wights and I just kept dying.
Yeah.
That
like the third, okay, Lord of the Rings, the Third Age. That game was good, but I hated it because it was hard.
What was it? Just,
it was hard.
Well, yeah.
Like the first major boss fight they put you in front of was the Balrog.
That's not fair.
And I was just like, what the hell is this? They put you,
Sam Dingus.
They put you through the robot. Where are my alerts at? Hello?
They're not doing the things today, my dude.
Oh no, they are. I just had it covered. I'm a dingus.
I wonder if I still have like some of my old Game Boy games, but I just don't know where they are.
Like the one thing that drove me nuts, drove me absolutely batshit crazy about the Third Age, was fighting the Balrog. Like, you couldn't win. It was impossible to win.
Well, you're not supposed to, right? Like, I mean, Gandalf is like you're supposed to survive long enough for Gandalf to fall. Isn't that the whole idea?
Like, I don't. Well, Gandalf's not even in the game. I don't think Gandalf is in that game.
What'd you just say?
I don't think Gandalf's in Lord of the Rings: The Third Age.
Then why is he on the box?
I don't remember. I honestly don't remember if he was in the game or not.
Sacrilege.
Sacrilege.
It's sacrilege. You can't put a character in a box and not have him in it.
Honestly, I couldn't tell you. I couldn't remember if they're in the game or not.
Wrong. It's all wrong, man.
It's all wrong. It's just wrong. How dare? How very
it's
dare?
all wrong.
God, like, so I'm just gonna ask, like, as a kid, not as a kid, what games like grab your attention besides like fantasy RPGs? I know you like to stare in Normandy a lot.
Oh no! So now games now.
Yeah,
or when I was a kid.
Like kind of like both games now and games like when you were a kid.
Well, games that kind of grabbed my attention when I was a kid, I would say, is I actually watched a friend play a lot of Kingdom Hearts. I've never played the Kingdom Hearts series. I always watched people play them. A lot of my life was watching other people play games. But I'm trying to think of, let me see.
Now,
anything that had a good story to me that I could sort of binge. I used to, like, I mean, Legend of Dragoon, I would like go to bed and then wake up to play, you know.
Mass Effect.
That was
I
like
woke up to play that game.
Mass Effect.
I woke up to play that game.
Yeah. Mass Effect, when it came out and I was able to play it on something. Welcome in, Matrix, my dude. Happy Veterans Day, my friend.
I forgot it was Veterans Day. Don't look at me like that. Don't look at me like that.
No, I mean, but like the Mass Effect series, I think that the choice, right, was the choices in that game. You know, and also the thing that I wish that they would have maintained was I liked that they didn't have a clip system in the first game. I wish they'd maintained that through the entire series.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
In all honesty, mostly because to me it makes sense that technology at this point would have figured out something to do that. Even though, like, technically speaking, you can't have energy from nothing, and so it's like, well, what do they do? Pull ions out of the atmosphere to the gun. But I played straight up Paragon through every single game. I kept the character through every single game. And I will say this though, in the initial ending.
The initial ending was
3.
I hated it. I hated it.
I was so angry that I didn't even want to talk to my friends about it. I was so pissed because it was just like
it didn't close anything out.
There was no closure, and what it was, I think the other thing was, right, is like, so you have the Sovereign, right?
Yeah.
The Reapers. They are quote unquote an unkillable armada because like they wait only long enough for the galaxy to recover just enough so that they can just no matter what overpower them, period, in the story.
Yeah.
The thing that bugged me was it's like, you know what? I would have been way more stoked with an ending. Don't give me some moral choice. I'm sorry. As much as like I love the philosophical decisions in the game, at the very end of the day, it is a shooter.
Yeah. Don't give me like don't give me a philosophical choice at the end.
No, I mean the one thing that I would have, and this is silly for me to say, right? Because I'm not a game developer. I can't speak to their vision. But if you had given us a flagship that essentially had some sort of technology that the Reapers had not developed, like something that disrupted either like their weapons, right? Like we discovered by studying Sovereign that the energy weapon had a particular signature that we could nullify with some sort of shielding, and we could decimate their entire fleet. Give me that flagship, and then have me go head to head with all of the Sovereign. And at the very end, when the very end, the Reapers had the Last Reaper,
Hmm.
then you're given the option: do we wipe out this entire sentient race of AI, or do we learn, or do we give it an opportunity to learn? That would have been much more interesting to me than, oh yes, well, we can either control all of them, or we can destroy all of them. And I'm like,
Or
nani?
or
Or there's the middle way where you fuse.
Or secret option F, fuse. do some
Which
like
I did.
do some like Dragon Ball Z fusion garbage, and
Which kind of made the romance between Eva and Joker a bit more okay with me, I guess.
I guess. You're when you said I played Paragon the whole way through, I was like, if I say I played Renegade the whole way through, is he gonna be mad at me?
No, none of that. No, man, it's a funny thing that, like, in any video game, the problem is that, like, I think it's a bit boring, honestly, and it's why that there are certain things that, like, someone asked me to play through Fable again,
Mhm.
right? And they said, we want you to play Fable but be evil, and I'm like, I'm just bad at being bad. I'm not good at it. I feel repulsed by it for some reason. It's not because I judge it from other people. It's just that, like, I can't do that. The irony being,
Yeah.
right, is that when I was doing music, starting to learn musical theater, the only characters I was ever any good at were villains.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, so my first, we don't have to go into that too much, but
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. I'm totally okay
my
with
first, like, musical score that I learned was from Sweeney Todd.
Oh, I love. Okay. Sweeney Todd. Mwah. Beautiful musical, beautiful film. I absolutely love it. That is the only musical I have ever seen. That's it.
Can you guess which song I first learned?
Which one?
These are my friends. See how they glisten. That one.
Oh, I love that
The
song.
Knives song.
I love that song. That song is
and
beautiful.
it was this really funny thing where, like, I was talking to my teacher and, like, she was talking about emotional content. Like, you have to learn how to do, and that goes with games as well. As, like, emotional content is important. She tried getting me to sing all these hero songs, and it just, like, kept falling flat. And she gave me Sweeney's song, singing about, essentially cutting throats, and, like, something kind of came out. And she sat down. She was looking looking at me after we did the first rehearsal of it, and she's like, "You need to do this." And I'm like, "Why?" It's because you're terrifying.
You're terrifying.
Yeah, and so we had a master class where there were, like, 10 other students, and everyone got up, did these really, really, like, sweet songs, or, like, things from Annie, or things from the Newsies, or, like, Disney songs. And then I got up and I had this black pea coat that I like wearing, and I made myself look kind of villainous and like Sweeney Todd. And I got up and they started playing the piano music, because I'd met all of them, and they were like, "Oh, it's she's a nice dude, probably just like learning to sing songs from the same things that we're doing." And they started playing My Friends from Sweeney Todd, and I started singing it, and I could feel everyone in the room shrink back from me. And there was one girl that actually pulled her knees up into her arms, and I just looked at her, and I just started walking towards her and kept singing it, and then sat down in front of her and sang it at her like I was going to kill her.
Oh my god.
And then she started to shake, and then finally the song ended. And I said, "Nadia, are you okay?" She's like, "Never do that to me ever again. Ever again."
This is my god, that's great. That's
it was
great.
a funny thing.
So one thing, okay, so I got home from work today, and I went in my house. I went into the house, minding my own business. I went out to go get food before this. It's dark. I got home at 3:45, almost 4 o'clock. I turn around and it's dark. What is this?
That's called it. You live in the middle of the country, and I get the sun longer than you.
I want the sun. Bring it back to me, please.
Praise the sun.
Praise the sun. Wait.
Praise the sun.
So, oh my goodness. So since we've been talking about like our favorite games, my favorite game, like all time game. I mean, it's always going to be Star Wars: Knights of the Old Republic, just because of the BioWare as a company by itself, before they got eaten by EA, was their decision making, the way they designed games and the way they designed decision making skills or decision making in games. I loved it, absolutely loved it. Like you couldn't go wrong. Like, your decisions had consequences. You did something, there's a consequence. Mass Effect, you did something, had a consequence. I love games where your choice not just affects you, but the people around you, and then the galaxy.
That was
it affecting the world around you. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Like, I wish they would do more games like that. The Telltale series of The Walking Dead. Every conversation you had with somebody, you didn't play it, did you? That look on your...
but Captain said to.
It's the ending of the first season will make you cry. Hands down, make you cry.
I'm already a weepy boy.
I'm sorry, but I played it. I didn't stream it or anything. This was before I became a streamer. I played it.
Yeah.
I cried. I went out to my mom at the time the game came out and I finished the first season. I went out to my mom and my mom's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, I brought my mom in the room. She started crying and she had no context of what was going on. She started crying.
Aww.
And I was just like, this is good story writing. This is how you write a story. But every conversation you have, every decision you make in that game has an effect, has like a consequence to it. And it's just, that game knows how to bring tear-jerking moments out of you. And it's just, it's so good. It's so good.
I mean, that's sort of what Fable did for me a little bit. But, like, you didn't get too much heart-wrenching. You got a little bit of effect of, like, how things were done. And it's why I, in all honesty, my dude, like, I really wish that they would remake the other two, you know?
Like 2 and 3? I wasn't a huge fan of Fable 3. Wasn't a huge fan of it.
I never played it. I watched Zero Punctuation for a long time, right?
Right.
Was like the excuse you, Steam. I don't want you to update things right now. Dingbat. Rude. But I didn't even play Fable 3 because Zero Punctuation ripped it so bad that I didn't even buy it. I was, so peeved that it was a thing.
I don't mind that game review. Okay, this is just something personal for me. I don't mind that game reviewers review games and say, "Hey, this game is bad," but that's their perspective of it. I watched the Angry Joe show, and they reviewed a game. He hated it. I actually went to play it, and I enjoyed it. Like game review people, like people who review games or have like a big audience to review games, they have a lot of pull on whether a game succeeds or fails.
Which to me is also funny because it's like I wonder at what point is the mood of the actual reviewer affecting the perspective of the game itself, right? Because there's bias.
Yeah.
But I'll also say what I've definitely seen is that in media, this is a bit kind of a broader topic. When you start looking into media. Negativity and slander grabs the mind more than positive review.
Yeah.
And it has to do with our limbic system. We avoid danger and we avoid discomfort, right? So it's a stronger response. So you hear for me, it's like, like you said, this game is trash. My brain went to, I don't want to spend my money on that. I don't want to waste my time on that. It's my life. Which is unfortunate. Magic is good to see. But yeah, no, that's kind of the difficult thing is that reviewers are also trapped in that paradigm where it's like they have to be they ride the edge of what will actually perpetuate their channel moving forward and what is their honest opinion. And I have a funny feeling that a lot of reviewers wrestle with that pretty intensely, you know.
What's that? Doubling.
New friend?
Oh. Yes, new friend. Demonic Couples, thank you so much for the follow. I'm just trying to figure out why my alert sound is doubling up, and then all of a sudden, I have my alert box open on another screen.
Oh yeah. You know what? One game we have actually kind of glanced over, and if I had to think about the game that really pulled me into PC gaming for all time, was Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion.
Okay, when am I gonna get an Oblivion playthrough from you?
It'll be on YouTube.
Oh, it'll be on YouTube. Okay.
Likely. It'll be on YouTube. And the reason being is that with Bethesda and those sort of games, in general, like the Bethesda games, what I found is that they're much more enjoyable in my mind when I'm not all in 20 places at once.
Right.
And you can kind of get lost in that, you know, in general. That's why, like, when I watch people do playthroughs of those games, you know, I think one of the games that I got recently, it's free, by the way. It's called Enderall. It's a reskin, completely remade version using the Skyrim engine. It's a whole new world.
You said it's free?
It's free. Enderall. Yeah.
Where can I acquire such a
Steam. It's on Steam. I got it on Steam. I made one video starting out of it. And actually, I'm kind of sad that I didn't go back to it. It is way harder than Skyrim.
You said it's Enderall.
Welcome into Monarchy Lovely Bean.
It's Enderall?
Enderall, yeah. Grumpy Grabs Kramer, my dude.
Grumpy Grabs, how you doing, buddy? Enderall, the Forgotten Stories Special Edition?
It's free. And the reason that I know that is because there's a YouTuber that I follow called ESO who
I follow them too.
Yeah, I follow ESO because he's usually got the pulse on the, you know, first person RPGs, which I think also might have been how Crimson and I discovered the game Outward.
Outward, okay.
Which is on sale. Outward is interesting, but if we were going to talk about like the original point, right?
Now, okay.
My first memory of Elder Scrolls Oblivion was playing at my buddy's house on like their, you know, one of those like school computers. It's like a smaller brick.
Yeah.
Right? There's no tower. It's so he had it in this game. Like they had like a Wii U and all of these video game things. So they would play Smash Bros. Right. And I would play the Elder Scrolls Oblivion on their computer while they were doing that. And to me, the voice acting, the story, you know, the, like, you know, even at the time, the graphics were incredible to me, right? And just the feel of that game where, like, you swung your sword and it made contact. Because Morrowind, don't get me wrong, I think is still considered one of the better Elder Scrolls games, despite, you know, it graphically, it was it was like a D&D thing. You swung and you had a probability of hitting something, you know. But Oblivion, you swung and you hit the thing, and to me that was such like a visceral experience, right? That like I enjoyed that. Like I enjoyed getting better armor, so that like if you get hit by a creature that is stronger than you, you know, it will knock you on your butt. You do have to pay attention to that, you know. But so when I got Oblivion for myself, I disappeared into that game for a long time. And when Skyrim came out, I was at GameStop at midnight waiting for my PC version.
I don't blame you. Honestly, I don't blame you. Like when I played when I got introduced to the Elder Scrolls series, I got introduced by Daggerfall.
Oh wow!
I was introduced to the Elder Scrolls series by Daggerfall. I played Daggerfall. I played the second one. I played the third one. Then I played Morrowind, and then I played Oblivion. And then Skyrim came out, and I was like, I'm never putting this game down. I still play that. I like on my Xbox. I play that game offline. I do not play Skyrim on stream. There are some games where I will play them on stream, but Skyrim is not one of them. The main reason
Yeah.
why is because I lose track of time. Okay.
Yeah.
One moment I could be, fighting a dragon. The next minute it's 2 a.m. and I'm like, what? Huh? Hello?
Right, and you're just like,
Is that the
I
sun?
messed up. I
Oh,
messed up.
Oh no. I'm
You
murked
can
it.
say it, but it's your channel. I just can't say it.
Shit.
Oh no, magic is not a joint. I would not do drugs or drink.
No, it's licorice
on other
root.
people's streams. It's licorice root.
It's good for his.
It's for my voice.
It's for his voice hole. or he could be. Never mind. I'm not gonna say anything because then it's gonna get clipped. I mean, it could be something...
on your channel, not mine.
Voice hole. Never.
Yeah.
Oh goodness
Voice
gracious. Oh goodness gracious.
Voice hole.
Voice hole. No, but for real, I want to talk about you and your experience with Breath of the Wild.
Well, for one, I'm a little embarrassed by it, actually. In some ways, they teach you, Majin Buu. I know that name.
I know that name.
Why
too,
do I know that name?
Majin Buu, how you doing, buddy? I know that name. From, what channel is it?
Super's earlier.
Super, yes.
I think. Yeah. Hi, Majin Buu. I'm the voice of. Oh yeah, let's drink the Kool-Aid. Yeah. It's nice to meet you, my dude.
Oh yeah, drinking the Kool-Aid.
Oh yeah, drinking the Kool-Aid. No, so Breath of the Wild. The reason why it's grabbed me so much is that, for one, it's an open world game. It's third person. It's beautiful. It's got a really incredible aesthetic. The thing that saddens me is, I got a Switch.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went back to school for audio engineering, and I just didn't play my Switch at all, at all, for ages. And then, in the last couple months, some of the thing that we started playing the most on the channel was a lot of Baldur's Gate 3, and then I beat all the content for that.
Mm-hmm.
And that game basically fell by the wayside. Everyone forgot about it, and then I started playing Pathfinder, which is a great game. But then I started getting bugs, and I was sitting in here in the studio one day, just kind of, I was worried, because it's just I always want to find fun things to play with everyone that people know, because I know that for to some degree, I didn't realize this, but I was one of the main people that played Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous on Twitch.
Yeah.
And I didn't know.
Yeah. The funny thing is, I always went through the Pathfinder list, and you were always at the top of the board. Always.
Yeah.
And I was just like, does he know this? I hope he knows this.
not until the end. Not until Crimson told me. And then I was sitting here one day, and I was just thinking, okay, well, one of the things that's been bugging me recently is that we've been having some more and more transcode issues, I guess, as it's turning into winter. More people are streaming, people are getting disconnected from things, which we've seen with all of our friends.
Yeah.
And the main reason is that that has to do with also how your GPU and your CPU. We could get into the tech stuff, but that's just stuff. But I realized that I have a Switch, and I have all of this equipment from before I streamed, where I was broadcasting bands from remote venues, because during the pandemic, people still wanted live music, but they couldn't go to the venues. So what we did is that there was a venue up north of me. Let me make this story shorter, but it was all open doors, big garage sort of thing. Band was on stage. I had 3 cameras looking at the stage, and I had all these capture cards to use for DSLR cameras.
Right.
And I realized that I have a Switch.
I have a capture card.
Capture cards. And what's funny that actually is that I don't even use the ones I had from that. My computer has an AverMedia capture card in and of itself that I just
it's
never
built
used.
in.
I was like,
okay,
built in.
Okay.
I was like, what is this going to be for? Finally, I realized it's for your console, you dingus. That's what it actually really operates with. Is that I tried using it for my camera at one point, and it wasn't really not really having it, but it really likes capturing the game, and so I started up Breath of the Wild with you guys, and I played maybe half an hour of it, and the main reason that I'm embarrassed by is that I'm not good at puzzles, even with one person looking over my shoulder.
I'm very aware that you're not good at puzzles.
Yeah, it's a social pressure thing. It's like my brain can't focus enough to do it for some reason. I just get kind of like flummoxed, which is why I really enjoy having you all mess with me, which is actually really, really funny. But so far with Breath of the Wild, the thing that I enjoy the most about it is that you are rediscovering your past. And so, even though I haven't played all the other games, they kind of hand you the legacy of the Zelda series, right? And I mean, the thing now that I'm really starting to enjoy more than anything is like, now that I'm starting to get that like dodging is like the main thing in this game.
Yeah.
Blocking is not your friend. Blocking is your last resort.
Yeah, blocking is your absolutely last resort. I do like dodging.
Yeah.
Dodging is great. Dodging gets that flurry in, and that flurry does a heck of a lot of damage, but blocking is your absolute last resort. But when you went up against that that guardian with the axe, I'm like, I wonder if he knows he can block the lasers with his shield and bounce them right back. Not the big like the supercharged lasers.
No, the smaller ones.
Like the smaller ones they shoot off.
Do I have to parry them?
You have to parry it with your shield.
Okay. Well, then I need to remember how to parry. Because, I'll probably, I will also say, fighters, and for anyone, I am not playing it offline.
Yeah, I can tell. And it hurts your soul.
It hurts my soul a lot, because to me there's an integrity of I started this journey with you guys. I kind of want to do it, and it's why there's also part of me that I hope that no one's upset that I'm not playing any other games right now, because I love this very, very much. This is the thing that I dig. We did talk about going back to Dark Souls. I don't know if I can bring myself to do it.
I literally said no, Dingus, no. Don't do that.
Just do Breath of the Wild.
Focus, if a game grabs your attention and you enjoy it, this is something I say to people who just start streaming. If there's a game that grabs your attention and keeps your attention while you can actually communicate with a chat, play it.
Yep.
Play it, please, because people... Grumpy Gramps and Majin Buu know this. Aqua plays a lot of his games for the first time. He doesn't want hints, tips, tricks, or spoily wilies. You give him a spoily wily, you're banned. That's it. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. But there's something... Exactly. If you're enjoying a game, if you're liking a game, people can physically see it. People can physically see that. And which is why I put the command in for you, no spoilers, because... kind of like I don't want people spoiling the story, but they can give you hints.
I don't want the story to be spoiled. I don't mind people trying to give me hints and tricks to fight the thing.
Hints and tricks are fine.
That's fine,
But the story of Breath of the Wild itself is buried in the memories. If you go in your camera, there are spots where you can go that kind of glow and stuff. You can go in there and have a flash. You can go to that spot, have a flashback of a certain spot before the Great Calamity. And, oh God, it kind of describes the story a little bit. But something you need to learn, not something you need to learn, something you need to look into is the Legend of Zelda timeline. The timeline
I've been
is
considering going and reading that.
The timeline is convoluted and long, but it is worth looking at. It is definitely worth looking at. Because it's just, it's good.
And like Magic's saying, the spots are the one thing. I think I got far enough to where I'd gotten to that.
Yes.
Where I found out about the pictures, and that's where it that's when school started back up, and that's where it kind of where it lost me. I was like, oh no, I have to go and look for all these things. I'm doomed, and I realized no, you can go do shrines.
You can do shrines. You can go look for Korok seeds. You can fight the divine beasts. You can do side quests. This whole game, has a lot of content to offer, especially when you get the DLC. it just adds on more, like the master trials, or just certain quests where you can get certain gear. Like the Dark Link outfit is a DLC pack. It is a DLC outfit, which I'm going to go find. Just not at this current moment. Right now, my objective is the Master Sword and pulling that sucker out of the ground.
I need to go through all this. That shrine, the shrine last night when I finally beat that dingbat. I feel like I didn't have the gear to do it. Like I've been kind of like pushing myself a little bit. You know, because like everything was breaking on it essentially.
Yeah.
I needed more, guardian weapons to fight the guardians. I hate that creature. I hate it.
Wait till you see the bigger ones. Out in the actual.
Yeah, no. I mean, I've been to one shrine where it woke up to shoot me, but these aren't moving.
Yeah, the ones.
The ones that are flying. Hell with that, man. Like, when am I gonna be able to fight those? Like, later, much later.
You can.
I know.
Funny.
You can fight them now.
You can fight them now. You just it would just take. I suggest dodging them, but that's beside the point. There's ones with actually instead of the ones stuck in the ground. Wait until you find the ones that have legs and that actually move.
They remind me of the Matrix. The squids.
Yeah, the squid.
the squiddies. No, thank you.
Right?
Disgusting.
Disgusting. So, I want to talk about like stream. Okay, so let's get to streaming. We're gonna talk about streaming for a hot second because Breath of the Wild I could talk about all day. I'm getting distracted. Exclamation point distracted. So streaming for you is kind of like it's a full-time gig. It's a full-time, like, you do it 3 nights a week and you kind of do stuff for it on those 4 days. On those 4 days you're not streaming. Like, you read books in your Discord, you're hanging out with your friends, also writing music. Like, we could let's talk about the music that you write. Like what kind of music? I know you're interested in metal music. That's the thing. I like the fact that you're into the headbanging, screaming music. You wouldn't, okay, everybody, you wouldn't look at this man and say, hey, he's into metal music, but this man is into that scream, like, yes, music. That is my music. That is my jam.
So a little known fact that has come up a couple times is that for 5 years I was in a project that was very nearly ready to start playing locally, and then we had an EP that had like 3 or 4 songs. In fact, I bet you I could go find some of it. I don't know if you want to show some of the older stuff that I have, Fighters, because it's very. Let me go find it. We might as well in terms of like my. So you want to know about like what music I'm writing now, or like how I started getting into it?
Let's go with how we're getting into it and what you're kind of doing now.
So I started being more into music when I was in high school, and it was the reason I started doing vocals and singing and things more than anything was because my cousin died. And it was the recommendation of my grief counselor at the time. He said the best way for you to carry the love that you have for that person forward and not have you drown in it is to pick something that they really loved and to carry it forward yourself. So my cousin really loved music and really had an affinity for bands that had really strong frontmen. Namely, Coed and Cambria was his favorite band that I know of. And so I started learning I started going to a voice teacher to learn how to do singing. And basically she started teaching me Broadway first. So I started out with Broadway first. And then, Magic, I was in the metal band / still do metal music. And then I was at a house party one day, and I met these 2 brothers. I met this guy that was a drummer, and he had a brother that played guitar. And I went over to their house, and they started showing me their music, and it was very similar to the bands I was listening to at the time, called like Tesseract, Periphery, Veil of Maya, Meshuggah. Those are the bands that I would listen to pretty much nonstop. to the point where I became kind of like a metal elitist for a little bit. Not like that was, talking down anyone else's music, but that's all I would really listen to. And when they showed me their music, I was like, this is really cool. And they said, well, have you ever done screaming? And I was like, no, but I can go learn. So I went and found a DVD called The Zen of Screaming and The Zen of Screaming 2, and I learned how to do death metal vocals for a bit.
Your death metal like when I figured out you could do death metal vocals, I literally was like, how is this man not my best friend? How is this man not my best friend right now?
I mean, I'll send you this, fighters. Let me just. This is old stuff. If you want to show it on stream, you can, because it's just a SoundCloud link. But this is what I started out with.
Okay, hold on.
And the reason that I got into the band was called The Harbinger. And
okay.
And the whole concept behind this album was let me know if you are going to start playing it, because
I might. Hold on.
You don't have to.
I'm actually just gonna let it play through Discord and see what happens. Is it gonna work? Hello? Or do I have to sit in the DM? Oh, you dingus. Here,
Did I dingus it?
No, you didn't dingus it. Here, we'll do this. Open link. Here. Boom.
Break stream. Thanks, Hermit.
Break stream. No, don't. It didn't break the stream. Hold on. Let me see if I can actually silence my music. Now it's playing. Oh, I love that. I love that.
Not. It wasn't. It was just the drummer and the guitarist at the time. And
I paused it so I could actually hear you speak. I didn't want to like cut you off in the middle of. You were gonna say something. Okay.
Yeah, no, you can go back to it. Sorry, I wrote this.
No, you're good.
It's me magic.
That's Hermit. That's the dingus. Like. that we'll listen to just that snippet, but like, holy cow.
Yeah, so Grumpy Gramps Gamer, funnily enough, I actually learned how to do that without No, I won't, Alfie. Don't you worry, lovely bean. No, that's not what I'm going to be doing. So I learned how to do it well, without hurting myself. That was a big aspect of it, is that like when you learn how to do that sort of screaming, you have to learn how to do it without hurting yourself. It's not about being loud, it's about creating overtone. And from starting there, I spent about 5 years with that group. Yeah, magic. It's I mean, you can just look up The Harbinger on SoundCloud, and we have some stuff in there. If you want to put that link in chat for anyone or whatever.
Yeah. I can do that.
Firebug, good to see you, lovely bean. So from there, I started getting more into wanting to play more guitar music and kind of doing my own stuff, because the band that I was in kind of fell through, and I had collected all this stuff. You know, I'd become an audio engineer, going to school for it, and now I started learning how to have virtual instruments in order to start making other things, and I'm still trying to work on that. And there's a part of me that really wants to do I go back to school during the day just to learn music composition, because I'm limited by my knowledge of music theory. And so with Twitch, the reason that music started becoming more of a thing it started out one day where I was first starting getting into streaming, and I was starting to meet new people, and I met Nerdy Jane, and then I met Archaic One through Nerdy Jane, and she was playing the Witcher 3, which was it used to be a mainstay game of the Shrubbery, but because of some of the elements of it, and because I got too distracted and didn't know what to do, we put it on the shelf a little bit, which I have promised myself I will do a Witcher 3 playthrough because I feel like it needs to happen.
I mean, you can always put that out. You can always put that on YouTube, so that way you're not distracted.
That's the thought that I was having. I heard the toss a coin to your Witcher song from the show when it came out, right? During all these things, and part of me was like, I was kind of tired of being scared of singing in front of people,
right?
And it's been a big thing for like 10 years. Like screaming in front of people didn't bother me for some reason because it was overtone and I could kind of hide behind how scary it sounded. It just made it easier to do the thing. And then I decided to make a version of Toss a Coin to Your Twitcher for Archaic One, and I made that for her, and she integrated it into her stream. And then I realized, I wonder if I can start making music for other streamers.
Oh,
well, Daily Shelf!
Daily Shelf, what's going on?
And yes, Moose.
Hey. Well, I love these names. GJS, Dogface Gamer, thank you so much for the follow. Dalish, what were you doing? Oh my goodness gracious, great balls of fire, holy beans. What were you doing? What was Dalish Shelf up to? Ooh, Resident Evil.
The Spoopies.
Ooh, the Spoopies.
Here's the talkings.
It's the Spoopies. I like the Spoopies. So, with that being said, you integrated, you tried to integrate to making music, to making sound alerts for streamers and follow bit sound sub, all those kind of sound alerts for streamers. How did you get into that idea?
So what it came down to was, I made stuff for Ark, and then I met I Got Tats, and Tats, I think, was the first person to commission me, and he had me do a version of Gangster's Paradise. I made him a parody version.
I need to hang out with Tats more. I need to hear it.
And then I made a couple of things for him, and he's like, "Why don't you do this? You seem to have a lot of fun with it." And so it turned into this thing where I started saying, I make sound alerts for streamers. I started doing music streams where I was making the music live on stream for people. And the reason that, I love that, but the reason that I started getting away from that, and everyone is, I want to say everyone is different. I have a hard time when I'm working on something, when someone is trying to over the shoulder write for me. So it's difficult as it is, right? It's kind of like if you're painting and someone grabs your hand and starts moving your hand differently.
Right.
It feels awkward, right? So unfortunately, I stepped away from doing the music streams, mostly because I just needed quiet to do that. I miss messing around and doing that, and I've considered doing that again. With a certain thing that may happen in the future. I think that part of that stream will be me making sounds for people as a thank you,
which is fair,
just for fun.
Which is fair
because it would be fun. So I started doing that, and then I ended up doing all of the sound alerts for I Got Tats. Then who else have I worked with? I should know.
You've worked with Ash.
I have a website.
You worked with Ash, you've worked with Super, you worked with Tats, you've worked with Ark, you've worked with, if you're more than welcome, if you want to put your website for your music or your sound alerts, you're more than welcome to put it up there.
Let me see where it is. Oh,
Raven,
yeah, for the things.
Ban the person you...
ban the person who commissioned you that stream.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, Majin,
I'm confused.
You have an Elmo scare alert. Oh yeah, so I worked with the Shiryuki,
Mm-hmm.
Super, the Raven Armed. I don't know if you guys know this, but I did all of the Raven Armed sound design.
Yep.
With is there anything that I didn't do? Archaic One, Tallbot actually, and then Purple Chaos Kitten, Nerdy Jane, Madman with the Box. I did all of New Click, Nurses stuff. I made stuff for Discipled Sparrow. I don't know where she is. I hope that she's doing well. I got stats. I've done stuff for Jurassic Jaws, Jedi Greg, who's my artist, and they call me T. And now Controlled Chaos, Cupcake Tattooed. Trying to think of who else I've been working with for a bit.
That's what Majin's that's what Majin's talking about.
Oh, and just for that stream, Majin. Funny thing about the shrubbery, it's a very rare occurrence.
I think he was talking about when you were making music.
Oh yeah, people. Even then, yeah, like, just banning them.
Not just like outright, like not like outright banning them, but like the people who would do over the shoulder like music stuff and like tell you, hey, maybe you should do it this way, even though you didn't like it. Be like, hey, give them a warning, yo. I mean, don't.
We did a couple things like that. I mean, I've also like there was a. I've done Felicity AC's work. And then I've also done some things for Sportscast Squad, which is another partnered streamer.
I've never been in a Sportscast Squad stream.
He plays marbles on stream. Hilarious dude. Wonderful place. It's just a party.
It's just
basically. It's just a party.
Just fair.
He gets very, very silly on stream, honestly.
Very silly.
Silly means drunk, and it's a lot of fun. But so I started getting to making sound alerts, and I'm still like, I don't know if anyone needs that. My commissions are open right now.
Right. I mean, if you want to put your link in the chat for commissions, you're more than welcome to. Commission this man. This man does wonderful work. I mean,
I just like doing it.
Every stream I go into, I hear his voice, and I'm like, you following me? Hello?
Not really.
Your voice is following me.
It's just being a dingus.
Now, like, since you've done like metal music in the past, what kind of music do you like writing and doing right now?
What kind of music do I like doing right now? So there, kind of a mix of. Let me think. I mean, I've been more obsessed with like more progressive stuff in general,
right?
And there's a band called Sleep Token that I really, really, really like, but I really got heavily into doing more like Celtic fantasy music, and so like if you look at Shiryuki stuff, it's all like Viking and Celtic like drums and things. And so I'm doing a lot of writing like that, and I'm trying to find more streamers like that. But in terms of writing my own music right now, I'm trying to finish this acoustic music in general.
I like the song that you do at the end of like the level 5 hype. The level 5 hype trains is beautiful. I like that song.
Which I hope that people don't feel like I'm gatekeeping that, my dude. But like the thing that I'm starting to learn also with streaming is that if you talk a lot, right?
Yeah.
And I like doing things to give back, but what I've been realizing is that I can't sing for prolonged amounts of time if I want to have my voice the next day.
Right.
So that has become the thing where it's like I will play like that whole song, or I'll talk to people. But yeah, the Together song is inspired by, everyone that came onto Twitch. It's that's essentially what ended up being the song.
I'm just gonna say, if I didn't come onto Twitch and meet the people I did, I don't think I would be the same person. I don't think I would have. I don't think I would have been having as much of a fun time in life as I am like right now. They're having Miss Seraphim, that's incredibly toxic.
If you ban someone, it starts to count against their account. If you get bans enough to get permaban on Twitch, I had to leave a community that would let one of the members ban people and then ban them over and over for the fun of it because they kept banning me for speaking. What?
Why would you do that?
Why would you do that?
Okay, so this is something I want to jump into because Twitch, yes, there can be a beautiful side. There can be, a fantastic, loving, communities like yours and communities like Supers, communities like the Raven Arms, and then there's communities like that.
Well, it's why, so I want to err on the side of caution because something that I have learned with social media as well. It's important to talk about the things that you experience, but it's also why I'm not very vocal about my opinions on things because my opinions change a lot.
Yeah.
I'm very much in the camp where I really truly believe that it's important, realistically, to always integrate new information, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's always important to integrate new information. And the thing that's been bugging me, I think, more than anything still, is that content that has a negative context tends to still be popularized, and I don't really understand why. And I'm not saying so, and I want to come from the standpoint that if you are a consenting adult and it's in good, quote unquote, good fun, I understand that. I really do. I get it. It's like meme posting. Don't get me wrong. I have been on 4chan. I have been on Reddit.
4chan is still my favorite website to be on.
I'm still afraid of the day that when my buddy, who's been my friend for over 18 years, right?
Yeah.
Essentially says hello in chat because his name will probably get one of the new Dude 9 Rangers to ban him on the spot. Okay. Ban him on the spot.
Dude, okay, give me the name so I can look out for it and not do that.
It starts with sensei. Don't yeah.
Okay, as long as I see sensei, don't touch it. Got it.
Don't touch it.
Don't touch it. Does he lurk a lot, or does he even stop? Does he stop by?
He lurks some. Okay. But yeah, he's a goofball. But it's an interesting thing where I had to come to the conclusion that there's certain kinds of content that I have a really hard time with. I don't know. To me, there is tasteful humor, and then there is just ripping people apart. Harsh roasting to me kind of makes me go.
Yeah, I know. I agree.
I don't know. Are you joking? You're not joking. To me, it's just there's enough intensity. There's enough things in the world telling us that you're not pretty enough, you're not fit enough, you're not, cool enough. That it's just why are we integrating that? And so it's the function of humor, though, is to soften the blow, and I get that.
Yeah.
Right? I totally get that. But it's do we have to make it the main mode of entertainment, though? I don't know.
Right. I mean, Capri Sun Poppy. I love him to death, but holy cow, you go into his streams and he's trash talking everybody. Everybody.
It's like South Park.
Yeah.
Right? It's why I respect him as a streamer. First of all, I respect the fact that he has done everything that he could in his power to keep doing the things that he's living doing, and it's bearing fruit. So, for one, Capri Sun, you ever see this, my dude? I am proud of you. I may your content may not necessarily be my gym jam. There are some days where I'm feeling a little bit chaotic, and I go on there to smirk a little bit. Not my gym jam.
It's not my gym jam either, but I love the guy.
Not my gym jam. But he is brilliant at what he does.
Yes, brilliant.
And Moose is right. Twitch is whatever we turn it into.
Exactly.
Right. And it's it's kind of an interesting thing where it's people will gravitate toward what they need in that moment sometimes, and sometimes you need just someone to make light of the things that are difficult.
Right.
So that's why I think he's a good content creator. Again, not my thing. He invited me to be on his show. I have yet to really respond. I personally don't have a very thick skin. I think we've seen it a couple times throughout the time that I've been on Twitch. I don't have a very thick skin, so I would have to if I was to do it, I'd have to talk with him for like an hour and be like, I need to know what you're gonna throw at me. Otherwise, you're gonna get a really unhappy, you know, unhappy dude going, why are you picking on me?
Why you bully me? so Cinematic Mike sent me a sound that says, why you bully me? And I've been
bully me?
I've been meaning to integrate it to the stream because I wanna do it when my chat starts to bully me. Why you bully me? Because
wait, why get so mad? It's just a game.
It's just a game. My chat likes to bully me and bully me a lot. You've come goofy. You came into my chat during the Halloween special episode, and oh boy,
that was fun. I got to see me, but not really me.
Like I really love the fact that that I have the like even with your chat, like we have this like constant communication. We have this like, oh, we love each other. We bully each other, but we love each other. And I'm okay with that. But like Robot Pokemon saying, Twitch is a different platform than most social media platforms. You get to engage and actually look at people and talk to them.
Yeah.
Like you say, you're not a friend, you're not a follower, you're a friend. Like, you look at people, you may see a name, but there's a person behind that name,
There's a person behind it, and that's why, like, I got the feedback a little while ago saying, like, like you dubbing people into your shrubbery, it takes up time from your content. I'm like, that's the content.
That's the content. That's the
connection. The game behind me is fun. It is the layer behind me. The experience that we're having is we're talking to each other, enjoy, and sometimes it really does kind of surface more up, right? Like we're enjoying that, right? But it's a thing where I fully believe, right, that like if you're not actually being present and like helping be there with people, what are you doing?
Yeah, exactly. Like there's a lot of the reason why I like hanging out with you, you're more of a chat centric streamer. I wish I could find more chat centric streamers, because there's people who interact with their chat, and then there's people who just play the game, and which blows my mind. Completely blows my mind. Like, how can you've got people who are, I mean, everybody's got a preference, but you got people who are trying to interact with you, trying to talk to you, and you're just...
What, to me, it's why I kind of imagine, like, fighters, it's like, I always imagine that you're sitting in my room with me.
I mean...
Right? And that's how I relate to you. There's not a, for me, there's not a persona. There's not a persona, there's not a disconnection. I mean, probably if we asked, I don't know if, Moose might be able to define this better, but parasocial relationships.
Yes.
I don't like that. I don't like creating that kind of level of the only thing that I will say that I create a little bit of like safety around is my address. I've had a couple uncomfortable things that I won't go into happen. Nothing sent here, fortunately. But there are some things that I think that it's necessary to have a little bit of privacy, right? But in general, it's why I like doing things like hanging out and talking on a podcast with you, or like hanging out in the shrubbery and talking to people afterwards, which unfortunately has been getting very, very late each evening.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Very,
which I need to figure out more. Dingus. But it's a thing where it's like I want to make sure that whenever I do meet people, it's like there is an opportunity where I take down the blue screen, and guess what, guys? I'm the same dude.
You're still the same. You're still the same person. Like, no matter what, whether it be on stream or off stream, I'm the same person. I mean, there are people who I hang out with, like Zombie. I think Zombie knows that I'm the same, hopefully, person on and off the camera.
I swear in traffic more.
Who doesn't swear in traffic?
I mean, that's the one thing that I think it's been really, really, really funny is that people will come into a voice channel with me that's not, I'm not even in the Shrubbery Discord, and they will come in and I'm in there and they will apologize to me for swearing. And I'm like, how do I break this? How do I break this? I am not judging language. It's a challenge to myself. And it's a space that I like to facilitate because, like the Raven Arm says, he and I had a lengthy conversation about this. If you like certain swear words, I can give you at least 30 other words to make it sound a lot more interesting. You know, and that's again not a judgment, but that's just for he and I. That's our thing. Is that like we like expanding our vocabulary and learning to be a bit more.
That's the difference. I mean, like Raven's a teacher. I know Raven Arm is a teacher, so. He's got the expansive vocabulary. He can tell you 30 different words that are better than the word fuck. I mean, it's just like you're challenging yourself, but you're also I mean, with that being said, other people think like, oh snap, I can't swear in front of him because he doesn't swear in his stream. They're challenging themselves to be better. You know what I'm saying? Like, Rowdy, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate it. Like, it's one of those things. I'm gonna need a list of the sin. That's because I mean, it's one of those things where people want to be better. You know what I'm saying? Like they see you not swearing, and they go, "Oh, maybe he doesn't swear. Maybe I can be a better person. Maybe I can think of a different word other than fuck, shit."
Well, I mean, here's the one caveat, right? Is I never want anyone to look down on themselves while looking at me.
Right.
Ever. That is not. I really hope that's not how people perceive things. Please, for the love of God, do not put me on a pedestal.
Hermit.
We all have our moments.
Hermit. We're on the same level, dude. We're on the same level.
Yeah, exactly. But it's an important thing where, like, for myself, the reason that I stopped swearing was because my mom one day just kind of sat me down and said, like, you know what? You're starting to be more professional in your, like, this is when I was a massage therapist and, like, starting to have potentially my own business. It's like, you need to clean up your language. It's great to be passionate, but, like, when the F word is every other word.
Yeah. No.
You know, why do you think I say my dude so much?
I knew it. Okay, I knew it was to stop swearing. I knew it. It's a disease now, okay? Listen, you know how many people every stream I go to, the word my dude is in? You know how many times?
Okay, so no, I actually want to know now because I have not laid claim to that in any way because I just need to know now. How widespread is my dude, and is it my fault?
It's not. Okay, widespread. I say it. Raven says it. Super says it. I know there's a couple of other. It's everywhere. Firebug will say it.
The dude virus is everywhere.
The dude virus is everywhere. So I'm just gonna start. Yeah, the secret. That's the secret. Just saying my dude. To not swear, because that's
my dude.
It's everywhere.
Not my fault.
Oh my God! What do you mean it's not your fault?
You have autonomy over your own vocabulary, my dude.
But when you hang out with a person so much, it kind of just becomes a thing.
Well, I mean, you use the word dingus when I first met you. Now, like, it's just like.
Listen, dingus.
You know, or in beans, like, you know what's funny is that, like, I got the word dingus from Brule's Rules on YouTube. Like, you know, it's a thing.
Beans virus is a thing too.
Makes sense because of strawberry, and like, I also fun fact, Big Friendly Giant was one of my favorite books. I actually went for Halloween once. Yeah, Moose, indeed.
Dude and beans. I
really hope that, like, the next time I'm on, people are going to be like, Hermit's swearing a lot. And you're like, what?
You know, I'm going to point that out. Hermit's swearing a lot this evening.
No, I mean it's not exactly true, but you do tend to change. I mean, swearing in general, right, is actually just a functional turn of phrase. It evokes an emotion.
Right.
So for me, it's an emotion of passion. So I say my dude a lot as an emotion of passion, and that's also a thing that I will say, like, not to kind of turn this all the way around on its head, is that we were talking about streaming. Embrace the things that you do and just be okay with them. If it becomes a meme, it becomes a meme. It's why we have the my dude counter. It's why we have the beans thing.
That's why we have.
I have resisted.
That's why you've caught you swearing.
I have resisted putting it on merch because to me, if I put it on merch, then I'm forever like that's it.
Dangerous.
But now you, Peachy Keat, several other people are like, when are you gonna get the word "don't be" like? When are we gonna get a "don't be a dingus" shirt?
Yeah.
Thank you, Moose. Love you, dude.
When you look up to a person, you want to emulate my dude. I mean, I'm gonna be dead honest with you. I look up to you. I'm like we're friends, and I want to like hug you. I want to physically see you. But like I look up to you, like you and the captain. I look up to you. You guys are like. I'm not putting you guys on a pedestal, but like you guys are like really, really cool people, and I wish I met you guys sooner.
I mean, that's the beauty of Twitch, right? Fighters is like finding friends like yourself, my dude. Like, I have some friends locally. They all moved away, but like I have some local friends that I don't see very often. There are two local friends that do watch my live stream: Magical Rainbow Squirrel and Random Red Shirt. I was at their wedding. And Majin Buu, actually that's why, like, if you watch the Nicolas Cage show, that swearing, it's good for you, my dudes.
Yes.
I just I do it elsewhere and for other things. You guys would not believe how many times I swear at objects on my desk.
How many times have you sworn at Merlin today?
How many times of what?
Have you sworn at Merlin today?
Don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. No, I mean it is a funny thing though. Like I mean, like Miss Seraphim, like that's I came out more of my own shell. Like I was a little bit anxious to share certain things. I mean, last night, it was like 12:30, and I decided to show the shrub guitar, which again, thank you everyone. I'm still reeling from that. I got to show some of the music that I like to play, which we were talking about, which is a lot more progressive metal. And then I got to show a YouTube video of the more recent thing that I did. And I was afraid that when I would play that stuff, that people would just leave, because it wasn't on brand, which to me is just kind of like it messes with your mind a little bit. Right? You get into a place.
The one thing I can say, Luna Bug, hi. Oh, this is definitely not. How you doing? It's more or less like you've. I'm just gonna say you fostered an environment where, regardless of, at least in my perspective, regardless of what kind of music you do or what kind of things you do, I'm there for you. You're my friend. Honestly, when you're playing Breath of the Wild, yes, I get a little irritated, but it's I'm there because of you.
Dingus doesn't know how to play it.
It's one of those things where it's like I just bye Marie, I appreciate it. You amazing beings. I'm really surprised she didn't use blurp tonight. That's a thing. It's more or less like you fostered a really, really good environment where people are comfortable, and regardless of what you do, people like you for you. And that
still kind of blows my mind, fighters, because like I was bullied horribly.
So was I.
It sucks.
It does. Now, it's like when I go back to my high school reunion, whenever that happens, the people who picked on me are gonna be like, hello, who are you? Hot.
That happened to me recently, so we're gonna. not too recently. The last 4 years. I went up downtown to a bar, and I was sitting on a patio with a friend of mine that was from Missouri.
Right.
He's very chatty with everybody, and usually if I go to a bar with people, I'm actually, funnily enough, my dudes, I'm not very social. I don't like talking to new people, at bars. I'm bad at it. But he talks to everyone, and in walks in this whole crew of this group of people from my high school, and they all sit down around us, and they look at me, and they don't even. I recognize them. They look the same.
Yeah.
I was 5'8" and 110 pounds in high school.
Right. I was 5'5" and 95 pounds, but that's beside the point. I'm 145 pounds now.
Yeah, and so this guy sits down, right, and my friend starts talking to them all, and finally, like, one of the guys that like was like a friend of mine in high school looks at me and goes like, "So what's your name?" And I'm like, "Dustin, it's me." And he looked at me. And he was like, "Who?" And like, it's also because I had like this haircut,
Yeah.
and I've been doing massage therapy and construction for years, and I've been working out 6 days a week.
Yeah.
And he just looked at me, and I was also wearing a tank top, and I'm covered in tattoos. And in high school, I was the music nerd that
Yeah.
people like to pick on, and it's from that experience that I think that realistically the reason why it was so important to foster the phrase, the terminology that are like, we accept you for who you are, how you are, when you are,
Mm-hmm.
Which sounds kind of confusing. It's like, like, well, who you are can be your identity, how you are is what you're doing, and when you are is where you are, like when the part of the day that you're in.
Right.
Are you like awake, are you sleepy, are you at work,
Right.
or are you in transition from something, and it's important to talk about that, because I think that in high school they talk about bullying, but I don't think they really facilitate an environment that actually is conducive to helping people feel like that they can just be accepted for who they are.
Mm-hmm.
And it's why in general it's allowed me to be more myself. Like the other night where like I got up, like after we beat the thing, I got up and screamed in the room and was being a goofball.
Yeah.
That's who I am.
Yeah.
That was ridiculed in high school. Like that sort of exuberance or passion or intensity was always like, that's not cool, man. You gotta be chill, bro. And I'm like, why? So that I can be like a sea of faces like everyone else?
Yeah.
Hell with that.
The hell with that. Right. Right.
I'm not trying to like stand out to get attention, but I'm not going to live my life like another black suit in the crowd. I'm not going to be a Mr. Smith.
No,
I refuse.
Exactly. And I think that's the thing that's allowed me to kind of like break out of my shell. Like being on Twitch, I can be as goofy and I could do whatever I want. I could do. I could be. I could say a thing, and then people will clip it, which happens more often than not. If you go through my quotes,
my balls, dude.
If you press exclamation point quote, somebody's either clipped me or I've said something that makes people laugh. Yes.
Oh wow.
Yes.
If that's what you're into.
See, I get quoted out of context.
No, but it like I really it's nice to hear that. It's reassuring, fighters, because at any stage in I think I'm gonna take a step back actually and just say like this is still like this is the first venture in my life that I have started something myself and then facilitated it with friends. Like really, like to me the shrubbery is not me. It has the ideals that I've set forth that have resonated with other people, and we have facilitated a space and culture together. And that's why to me it's why I love characters like Aragorn.
Yeah,
he is not looking to take the lead and to be the front of the things throughout that entire series.
Yeah,
his entire purpose is to facilitate the safety of his friends through congruent action of supporting them. And that is why I love that character, and that's how I try to emulate my behavior. Because as much as it's important to learn to lead well,
Yeah.
but you don't want to turn it into some sort of you know, I don't want to create a persona of the idolism of myself, right?
Right.
Like
Right.
the one of the best quotes that I've ever heard was from Sir Christopher Lee, the guy that played Saruman,
Yeah.
which by the way, he was in a metal album that you can find.
I didn't know that. Now I have to
Fun
find it.
fact, Saruman is in a metal album. And one of the best pieces of advice that I've ever heard from he's a very, very, he was, rest in peace, prodigious and brilliant actor. And he said the most dangerous thing that someone can do when they start becoming successful at something is to believe the press that they read about themselves.
Right. Right.
To the degree that they start creating some sort of distance between themselves, their audience, and their art. And that is why, my dudes, I talk about, this is a two-way street. There is not going to be a point at which I ever look down at someone or sneer at somebody in chat, even if they're. I mean, you've seen this, fighters. I don't even like when someone tries to come to troll me.
You've
My
made
response
friends out of
usually is, "What do you mean by that?"
You go, what do you mean by that, or are you okay? You've made friends out of trolls. I can tell you that much. I don't know how you do that. I don't know what magical, set of words you use.
A lot of trolling comes from a place of pain and loneliness and social awkwardness. And so if you create the opportunity for them to actually be for them to see that their comment landed, that they were heard, and that they were given another opportunity to do better.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't need that, because a lot of rude comments come from a place of fear and anxiety around themselves. So what they'll do is they'll throw out some sort of comment to essentially disarm the person, to put their intellectual selves above that person, and they have the leverage in the conversation. When you allow it to kind of fall flat, but you also hold their hand and say, "Hey, I'm still giving you an opportunity to speak. You still have space here. I'm just not interested in what you first said. That doesn't mean I'm not interested in you."
Right. And that's what, and I like that. I really, really like that. Like you.
There are a couple times where I won't allow people to do that.
Oh yeah. No, I'm very aware of that.
Which actually, I've been meaning to ask you guys, because I don't see it if you guys ban things before I see them. But I felt very lucky that I haven't seen it, or haven't heard about it, or it hasn't happened.
It hasn't happened. In the time I've spent with you, I have not seen it.
We've had one stream where someone called me the F word and talked about my hair, and that was the one time that, like, you guys got to see me just kind of go, "Oh, that was a button," and then we had to talk about it, how to recover from that the rest of the evening, because the internet's full of trolls. You are, and this is a big thing about streaming. If you start streaming, you are going to be made fun of.
Yeah. Oh, I'm.
You are going to have the piss taken out of you.
Oh yeah. No, the first stream I ever had, I had somebody make fun of my voice, and I was just like, okay. You got something better? Is there anything else you can make fun of? Because you can't see my face. Like, I didn't have.
That's not even rude.
I was like, what? But for why?
Be more original.
Be more original.
Think that. Come on.
Come on, man. Let's go. But it's more or less like people just wanna like be dingus. Not be like a good dingus. They want to be a bad dingus. They want to be bad.
Well, it's safer when they get to externalize.
Yeah.
When they get to externalize their pain and use it as a weapon, because it's the only either it's a learned behavior, or it's what they experience daily. It quote unquote feels cathartic to wield your pain as a weapon, and it's why at the same time, to me, it's just like, once you start allowing yourself to find the lines that you find acceptable, that you will be present with, because there are things I just won't put up with, where it's just like, but I will say that the thing that I will always do is give them an opportunity, like once.
Oh yeah.
One time. I will say sometimes though that there's something called wrathful compassion, and this is an interesting thing. In Tibetan Buddhism, there's a concept called wrathful compassion. Wrathful compassion is described as a mom smacking her child's hand away from the fire before they burn their hand, right?
Right.
So there are moments in your streaming career where if someone really does something very heinous and bigoted, and it does get through all of your filters and it does land, it is okay for you to say, that's not okay, you're not welcome here.
Oh, yeah.
And this is why. And then say, if you'd like to learn from your experience here and do better, I'll give you an opportunity. If you fire back and say something callous and not allow it to land, you're out. I don't care.
Oh yeah, no, I can.
And that will make them think, because instead of rejecting them outright, you're saying, I see you, I see your pain, I see what you're trying to do, and I'm not going to allow it to shake me. And I'm going to give you an opportunity to be present here and with us, because everyone needs family to be around, my dudes.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like, I'm one of those people. Like, I'll give somebody a second chance, but if you like, even then, like you're on thin ice, like very thin ice. Like I won't deal with it. Like I'm a person that I won't deal with. Right, you're allowed to set boundaries. Like I have personal boundaries. Like I had somebody on a stream where I got a shiny Pokemon that I had been waiting for days for. My dumb self forgot to save the game.
I was in that stream.
I forgot to save.
I was in that stream lurking.
I forgot to save the game. Somebody made an account based on the name of the Pokemon, or based on the Pokemon that I was gonna name it after. I was gonna name it after the candle in Beauty and the Beast, Lumiere.
Mm-hmm.
And the account, or the name that followed, was Lost Shiny Lumiere. I'm like, okay, are you kidding me? Really?
I mean, so there is a concept also that this is an important thing, my friend, with also making friends in general is a thing. Developing rapport with the people that you interact with,
right,
is sometimes a slow process, and you need to respect that process.
Oh yeah,
100%. And so if someone is very visually upset with themselves, kicking them while they're down, and you don't know them that very well, it's not going to land the same way, because they don't know the person that you're goofing off with. They don't know if you're being serious or not, because they don't have the context of the experience of interacting with you enough to know whether or not you are actually just being rude or if you're joking.
I was just like, that was incredibly rude. I banned the account. Nobody actually fessed up to making that
to it.
Yeah, nobody actually fessed up to it. And to this day, if I ever find that person, I'm going to.
Well, I mean, fighters. This is another interesting thing, right? That we talked about is, like, it's important to set boundaries, but also don't let that rule your life, my dude.
Like, it's not.
It was probably harmless in their mind.
Yeah.
Right. But at the same time, it's like, it's good to set boundaries and be like, hey, I'm not okay with that. Like, you can have a stern. I had a stern conversation. I had a hard conversation, with a streamer where I felt really awful. There was a thing where, like, something happened in the evening, and because of their actions, something happened that I didn't enjoy. And I had to reach, and I was stern with them, and then it became very icky afterwards. And I had to have a conversation with them about that, and where I had to explain, like, these are my boundaries. I understand that you were coming from a place of, like, goofiness and love, but it didn't land that way.
Right. Absolutely. You gotta set those boundaries.
Yeah, and to this day, I still love them to bits, and I really hope that conversation, has persisted in both of our minds. But it is a tricky thing when people cross your boundaries. Learning how to not react with first step, not reacting with anger. If you find out that somebody is intentionally trying to cause you harm, just cut them off.
Just yeah, exactly. I had a. There
wish
was
them all the love and compassion over there. That's my favorite phrase. Just wish them all the love and compassion over there.
there's
didn't sleep well, my dude.
there's a streamer that
But yeah, no, streaming is an interesting thing. And like we've also talked about this, right, fighters?
Yes, it is a very interesting thing. There's a streamer.
At every single experience of streaming, we have doubts.
Oh yes, yeah, doubts, and you do this a lot.
I can't hear you for some reason.
Hello.
Did my earphones break?
Hello. Did I do something? Hold on.
Bum bum bum. Oh, can you all hear me? That's weird. I can hear both of you. Well, I can't hear fighters for some reason. That's very strange. Did Discord decide to disconnect your microphone? Or is it... Because I just checked my sound, and I can hear other things. So that's weird. Done, done, done. What in the Sam Dingus? Ah! Tell you what, Fires, I'm gonna try a thing. I'm gonna disconnect, and then I'm gonna reconnect. Is that okay?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, because I had to mess with my voice settings.
How very dare Discord? It's like, no, you're not allowed.
You're not allowed to speak.
You're not allowed to speak anymore to Hermit anymore.
Okay.
What the Sam Dingus?
Okay, I can hear Hermit. Can you guys hear me now? Technical difficulty. Could somebody do exclamation point tech, please? Be right back. Happens to me all the time. I had this is just for me. I had an interaction with a streamer. We used to be very close. We're no longer close. I wish them all the best of luck over in La La Land. I've got nothing against them, but I just wish that they had done something at least better for me. That's just me. But it is what it is. That's an experience I can fully talk about later. Other than that, like like we're getting close to the time where you gotta skedaddle.
We're gonna go up to. I have 15 more minutes.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Which I'm happy to go all the way up to the thing.
Let me go back to our actual DM conversation because I like the music. So something you like to do after streams, like what do you like to do to relax after stream? I know it's music.
yeah. I mean, even to the point where, like, actually, let me. I said that I would do this. I told myself I would. Give me just a sec. I like playing guitar.
Yes.
A lot. Afterwards, you probably won't be able to hear it very well. We'll see. Because I'm going to play it from my speakers. And I'm going to show you guys. But I play music.
Yeah, you play music.
But also, I lurk a lot of streams.
Uh-huh.
and I'm socially awkward in chats.
Yeah.
Funnily enough. But and this is the shrub guitar, my dudes.
The shrub tar.
The shrub tar. It's one of a kind as far as I know, actually.
Yeah, it's
I don't know.
as far as I know, it's green and made of wood.
But it's more than that. It is more than that. Let me see.
It is the guitar of your dreams.
It is actually the guitar of my dreams. Like, no joke. Ooh, there it is. Ooh, don't do that. But I like playing guitar, and so why are you? Oh, you're delayed because I have effects on there. There we go. So, you guys hear that?
I heard that. Yeah, I heard it.
Yeah. So that's what I like to do. Right now, what I'm trying to get better at is essentially making cover songs. That's what I do to relax because I like programming drums.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the things that I like to do. And afterwards, yeah, it's mostly like I like to just to play music and to watch other people stream and to think of new ideas.
What is the most recent song you've covered?
Do you want me to play it? Can you hear it well enough?
I mean, I can. I don't know if they can. Here, let me actually mute the music that I have playing. Go ahead.
Can you guys all hear that?
I can barely hear that. There we go.
There we go. So, all right. One sec. We shall. Can you guys hear this well enough? I need to see if anyone else can hear this as well. If you can hear it, they probably can hear it.
Yeah, they should be able to because my Discord or the stream should pick up the audio. Oh, there it goes. That was loud.
There it is. So I'm learning a song called Dead Star, and I'll play it through for funsies if you like.
For funsies, yeah, go ahead. It's up to you, man.
My door is wide open. 1 second. I'm not about to start blasting the entire neighborhood at 6:45 in the evening.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh,
give me just a second.
Yeah, no, take your time.
That would be a thing. Oh goodness. 1 second. Sorry, Clementine. Dingus is, Dingus does.
Dingus is as Dingus does. How
Hell.
Is Clementine doing better?
Not doing worse.
Okay.
That's about all I can really say, honestly.
Okay.
So we discovered that Clementine, the dog that you guys don't see because she doesn't like being picked up, has a fatty benign tumor in her head.
Oh,
which is
geez.
affecting her cognition.
Oh no. Well, she'll get better soon.
It's more like yeah. That's a dark conversation.
Oh,
chicken was found.
Chicken was found. Good. That we were worried about the chicken.
Chicken was hiding underneath the coop. So,
how did it get under the coop?
I don't know. Firebug, can you hear this?
Hold on, let me actually.
You can hear that.
Yeah, I can hear that. If I can hear it, they can hear it.
All right. Well, this is the song that I've been working on. It's called Dead Star by Muse. So let me go back to this really quick. And I'm not going to be able to talk, but you'll be able to hear a song.
Yeah, right?
Ooh, wait a second. Don't have the other track, and that'll be embarrassing. Ha 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 ha! So everything you're hearing is made by me.
Okay, I can dig this. I can dig this. Sitting here, I'm jamming out. Now, this is the kind of music that I like. Yes. Love it. Oh my god, yes.
And there you have it.
Now,
So that's what I do to relax, is I make that kind of music.
you do post a lot of this stuff on Instagram too. You go on Instagram live every other night and you're playing music.
Yeah. I'm a big believer in if you can share something with your friends. Like I was practicing this the other night, right? And
Yeah.
I think one of the hardest things to do with creativity is to make yourself do it,
Yeah.
you know? And so for the longest time I told myself like I'm not gonna be able to like get this. I'm not gonna be able to cover songs. I just won't have the patience to do it. And like finally like, that's the first song, like the drums, the bass part, the weird synth sounds, that's all programmed by me,
I love it.
you know, which took a lot of time. And I had to give myself that time as well because like, you know, there are things that I need to make like and it's the thing that I also think that's important is don't make stuff if you're not in the right mood for it.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's why it's like the thing for Elfie is taking longer because I have to really be in the right space for that because I want it to be special. If I'm in a blase mood, I don't want to make something for somebody
Uh-huh.
that's not good.
Oh,
You know,
absolutely.
and I will say that like to some degree that transfers over to streaming, but I've also been proven wrong where like you can show up and be depleted, and your friends will lift you up. You
Oh
know,
yeah.
like it's you know what are you wanting to do that evening, and it's like you know sometimes you are just not as you know it's why like even Raven says right like he'll have evenings where he has nothing planned. He doesn't want to get into the cosplay. He just wants to be with his friends.
Oh yeah.
And so he'll do like a chatting stream, which is really nice. Um,
And I like those streams. Those streams are great. I like lurking on those just
Mhm.
chatting streams because they like he's just. I like the first time the captain ever took off the whole Captain Jack, like the whole Captain Jack outfit. I was like, finally, like he can't do like it was something I wanted to tell him. Like, you can't do the cosplay every night. Like people see the Captain, they see you, but they don't see everything that's underneath. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, I mean, Alfie was there for that when he first really did it. It was a big deal for him.
Oh yeah, it was.
Taking it off.
He was just like,
it also was the night that he also wore the "Remember Why You Started" shirt. I think was the thing that he wore.
Yeah.
You know.
That was just like seeing him without it was beautiful. I'm like, finally, he's okay with putting just himself on the camera. Like that's beautiful. Like, I love cosplay streamers. I love, you know, VTubers, it's a different story. But like cosplay streamers, if you show that, you know, underneath the cosplay, you're like, I mean, you're the same person as the cosplay. Cool. Like if you show the face beneath the cosplay, it was like, it's like, this is you. This is who you are.
Yep.
If you're still the same person as wearing the cosplay as you are, you know, not wearing it, that's fine. Like that, and he was still the same, and he was still the same person. And I'm like, thank you. Like I see your pictures on Instagram, but I don't see that on stream. Like it's for me, it was like, I'm not disassociating or anything, but it's like, I see you on Instagram like this, but I don't see you on stream like this. That's just me.
Yeah, exactly.
Where people wouldn't like it, but it was nice to see the man under the cosplay. Yeah, right. With that being said, I know you have to get going.
I gotta go be in a voice lesson where my voice is not really where it needs to be, but that's okay. But I'm gonna enjoy it nonetheless. I also want to thank all of you, my dudes. It is because of all of you that I'm able to even work with this guy. So just wanted to actually be very, very sincere for a moment and say thank you so much for all the love and fighters, you as well, my dude.
Yeah, no.
It's because of all of you guys that I got to meet one of my favorite singers of all time and is now my teacher.
That's the whole goal is to make sure that, at least for me, oh, and I have your face completely covered by Discord.
Rude.
I know, rude. My goal, like, as being part of your community, is to see you smile. And every day I see you smile, that's a win in my book.
Oh, I love you. Right back at you, my dude.
Every day I see you smile, that's a win in my book. With that being said, the next time you stream is Sunday, right?
Yeah, Sunday at 6 p.m. Pacific, 7 Mountain Standard, 8 Central, 9 Eastern, and 2 a.m. UK time. Or like Central European Standard Time, I guess, is what it's called, I guess. Brain can't do the things. More than likely, we're going to be continuing on with Breath of the Wild, going after them shrines.
You
trying
better.
to get better at fighting.
You're better.
Exactly. But yeah, no. I also just wanted to thank you in general as well, my dude, because I saw what you put in the mod chat.
Yeah. We're gonna push it. I'm pushing it. This needs to happen by Christmas. I hope you know that. I'm pushing for it.
That would be the greatest Christmas gift of all time, my dude, for this year. With that would be a thing, but I'm not going to say it aloud because I don't want to jinx it.
You're fine. I know I'll be switching to Phasmophobia here after you go, because I'll be playing with Zombie.
Lovely.
We're gonna go to Phasmophobia after we say goodbye to the dingus, and he goes to his voice lesson. Hermit, thank you. Love your face.
Love you, man.
Go train your voice to be the very best, like no one ever was.
I want to be the very best,
like no one ever was. And I'll see you wherever you are in the Twitch universe or in Discord.
I'll be around. Love you guys. Love you all so much. Remember, my dudes, can I just say one last thing before I go?
Yeah, absolutely.